The spirit of Ubuntu. My name is Gracia, and I'm living in Overcome Heights for 9 years. It's 10:45 on a Saturday evening in Overcome Heights. Everyone in my family is settled already, so I'm also getting ready to go to bed. Because it is weekend, it is usually very noisy in Overcome Heights, with loud music in almost every second house. This is really frustrating if you feel like sleeping early on weekends. All of a sudden, I hear a commotion down the road. It sounds like glass breaking. I could hear people shouting, "Get out! Take it out!" I wasn't sure what was going on, but I didn't really pay attention to the noise because most of the people in my community drinks alcohol and fights always break out amongst them. On my way to my room, I get a strong burn smell. Still, I don't panic because the Rasta down the road always makes bonfires with his friends and family on cold nights. So I thought that was where the smell is coming from. Then out the window, I see thick smoke. I rush out of my house and run down the road to see where the smoke is coming from. As I'm almost by the corner, I see the smoke getting thicker and darker, and the flames are getting bigger and brighter. When I get to the corner, I realize there's 3 shacks burning uncontrollably. I was so worried and scared, hoping there's no people in these burning shacks. As I'm standing there amongst the crowd in disbelief, I see people young and old running with buckets and buckets of water trying to stop the fire from spreading. I realized that the 4th shack is not burning yet. I was so relieved. We called out to the owner of the shack to get him to bring out his belongings and his furniture. He refused to bring the stuff out due to the high rate of crime in our community. He thought his stuff would get stolen if he should put them outside. I probably can't blame him. Instead, he climbed on the roof to try and cut the electrical cable that is connected to the shack to prevent the shack from burning. While people are still trying to put out the fire, I still see no firefighters on the scene. I was getting so worried now because one of the shacks is already burnt down to the ground. I just see a lot of debris. The fire was burning right next to a power station. I was thinking, what if it exploded? It would be very dangerous, especially for the guys who are trying to put out the fire. Finally, we started hearing sirens from the fire trucks. By the time the firefighters arrived, the residents had already managed to put out the fire. There was still a lot of smoke, but I didn't see any flames. Then it struck me how the people from different parts of our community are standing together in a dangerous situation. Although their homes are not being affected by this particular fire, they went out of their way to help those who are being affected. The debris from the burnt shacks was dumped in a large vacant plot opposite the road from where the fire took place. I was so sad looking at the faces of the people whose houses had burned down and who's lost everything in the fire. They had to find places to sleep with friends and family. Some victims even had to sleep outside on the ground. It usually takes a few days for the Department of Disaster Management to bring new building materials for people who have lost their homes due to fire outbreaks. I'm so grateful for that support. I honestly feel that people should be given counseling after fire happens, because not only do they need to rebuild their structure, they need to learn how to deal with the shock as well as the trauma they've endured during this ordeal. Since that night, I'm now more observant, more cautious. I have extra bucket filled with water in case a fire should break out in my house or in another house. I even have the contact number of the fire station on speed dial so that I can call them immediately if a fire should break out. The fire happened very close to the road, so I don't understand why the firefighters and paramedics came so late that evening. The fire department is situated in Lakeside, which is only a 10-minute drive away from Overcome Heights.